Justin Hunt is my guest today. He's a filmmaker whose films include American Meth, Absent, The Speed of Orange, Far Too Far, and Addicted to Porn. All productions of his own production company, Time and Tide Productions. Being a documentary filmmaker, Justin tackles the topics that he wants people to discuss. Maybe it's the journalist in him. Maybe it's the desire to make the world a better place for his children. He's driven. He's serious. That's what the world knows about Justin Hunt. What I've come to learn is that he's really funny, really casual, and flawed, just like the rest of us. We're going to talk about that. Bottom line is, Justin is a good husband, a good father, and a really nice person. He's the type of guy you want to sit and have a beer with. Justin is fond of muscle cars, and he's bringing his son Lance along, so I'm going to make this a special ride with a '66 Mustang I picked up at 505 Motorsports. We're sure to make some new fans in this car. 3 guys loose on the town in a classic Mustang. What could go wrong? Want to see how it goes? Come along for the ride in Ken's Think Tank. Ken's Think Tank is made possible by the following sponsors. 505 Motorsports in Farmington is awesome. They sell vehicles of all makes and models, as well as 4-wheelers, motorcycles, boats, RVs, and more. They even offer in-house financing and co-signment. If you want your vehicle to shine like a diamond inside and out, it doesn't get any better than Blue Diamond Auto Spa. From a quick and easy wash and go to a full detail, they're the best in Farmington. Give your vehicle a day at the spa.
Sweet.
Right on. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
Ready for coffee?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm always ready for coffee.
We've got, I think this is the first time I've had actually 2 people in the car on a show.
Yeah, we're trendsetters, man.
So we've got your son, right? Lance, is that what it is?
Yeah, Lance.
Lance.
You got the Hunt boys in here. There's many a lady that would like to have 2 Hunt boys in one car.
All right. You guys know what you want?
Yeah, I think so.
Hi, good. How are you? Which one?
I want a triple iced hazelnut latte.
You got that?
Sorry, what was that?
Triple iced hazelnut latte.
You want a 16 or a 24?
16, 24?
16. Yeah, but we want the 3 shots in there.
3 shots. Yeah.
We gotta get things going.
I have a name for that.
Ken.
Anything else for you guys?
You want some?
Yeah. Can I have a vanilla iced coffee with cream?
16 or a 24?
16, please.
Hey,
Hi.
how are you? So,
What's up, bud? What are you looking at?
right on.
Thank you, sister.
Have a good day.
Thanks.
I will. Thank you. My day has been made.
All right, so they're I know it's hard to believe, but there's potentially some people that will watch this that don't exactly know who you are.
Okay, that happens.
Right? Crazy. So, so you're Justin Hunt.
Yep.
You're not originally from here.
Actually, I am. Well, that's kind of a complicated
Right.
story, but I graduated from Bloomfield.
Right.
Yeah. But no, I grew up and kind of running around all kinds of different parts of Colorado because my parents were in horse racing. And so we were on the fair circuit, so we would go from town to town to town and they would race horses. And,
Right.
and so, but that kind of all came to an end in about 1985. We moved here, actually in 84. And I actually, believe it or not, lived in those apartments right there when we first moved
Did
here.
you really?
The Kenwood Villa Apartments.
Nice.
Or Via, I suppose. Yeah, and then we moved out to Bloomfield in 86, and my dad's been out in Bloomfield since then.
So you graduated Bloomfield.
Yep.
You got a journalism award or something while you were in high school, right?
I did, yeah. My senior year, I had 2 office aid classes, and I thought, well, I better try to, do something else. So I took a journalism class because writing always seemed to come relatively easy to me. So I took that class, and the teacher's name was Betty Ayton, and she turned in one of my stories that I wrote for the paper, and it won the U.S. Journalism Award for the best high school newspaper story in the country that year.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Right
so
on.
that was like
So you were
my
hooked.
sentiment was like, well, hell, this is pretty easy. I should do this for a living.
So then you started, right?
Yeah.
So you went to KOBF?
Well, actually, I started right out of high school. I was hired by the Daily Times.
Okay.
And I remember one of the first stories I went on, they told me they needed 12 inches, 12 column inches for the story. So I wrote 12 column inches, and I woke up the next morning and it was 3 inches. And so I said, you guys kiss my ass. And that was the end of that. And so an internship opened up at KOBF, and I went on my first story, which was an air show in Durango, and I was hooked. That was it. I thought this was the most amazing thing because you're right there close to everything that's going on. You get to go inside the rope, so to speak, and be a part of it. And I mean, I absolutely fell in love with it, and I've been telling stories ever since.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you took a career in journalism and turned it into something else, but using the same skills.
I did. I eventually started a production company when I still lived here in town, and weddings and sports videos, high school sports, and oil and gas videos and things like that.
Right.
And then in 2007, things took another turn because I made my first movie, and that turned out to be a lot more than I expected it. And so then I realized that I was capable of making movies, so I started doing that. Yeah.
So your first one was American Meth.
That is correct. Yes, sir.
So explain to me, because I might not even know. I've seen it.
Okay.
And I think I saw it on Netflix.
Yeah.
So it took a journey before it ever got to Netflix.
Yeah, it did. We actually screened the film here. We premiered the movie here at the Henderson Fine Arts Center. We were hoping to have about 200 people there, and you know how College Boulevard goes north for about I'd say maybe a mile, 3/4 of a mile, and then it turns into the college. Mm-hmm. At one point, I stepped outside and traffic was backed up from the Henderson all the way to College Boulevard, and then it was backed up all the way to the light at 30th.
At 30th, yeah.
So we had 2,000 people there and had to shut the doors because there was just, we filled the Henderson plus the overflow rooms, and there was no more room. And so that's when I realized that there's some potential here.
Nice.
And so from there, we did a bunch of film festivals and things like that, and then it got distributed, and the rest is history.
So that is a documentary.
Yep.
And you've made a few other documentaries. You've also made a feature film, right?
Yep. I've made 5 films. 4 of them were documentaries, and then I made the.
What's up, dude?
And then there's that guy. He's a big fan.
Yeah. That's big.
One Mustang to another.
I like ours more though.
I do too. We made a narrative film, is what we call them, that we shot here in Farmington using all Farmington actors and Farmington crew, and the movie wasn't set in Farmington, but
right.
It was kind of anywhere USA, but we shot it here, and that was such a fun labor of love for so many people, just because we challenged ourselves to see if we could do it, and we did, and we ended up in a number of AMC theaters, and we, for 2 weeks, were the number 5 movie in America.
Nice.
Yeah, with just a bunch of people from Farmington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was really proud of that. Really, really proud of that, and the people that were involved, and just the fact that we got it done. I mean, it's kind of how I function. Is I challenge myself to see if we can do something, and then
Right.
you know.
So that's what I was going to ask next. I mean, how do you go about
picking a project, like settling on a project? Settling on is the wrong word,
Well,
but
I
you know
figure,
what I mean.
what's the last movie people would want to go on a date to watch? Then I
Okay,
make
let's do that one. Nice.
Yeah. No, I just, I'm a dad, and I'm very observant of the landscape around me, and those meth addiction and absent fathers
Right.
and porn addiction, those are all things that are taking a real toll on our society, but people don't really want to talk about them.
Right.
And so I guess you could say that I have the gumption to take on things and discuss things that other people won't. And that's really
There you go.
kind of what drives me at making those kinds of films. Wow, they've really changed the high
I
school.
was just about to say, holy crap.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Crazy how much different that is. Wow.
When you coached here, it was still that old building.
Yeah. I coached football here in 2009, and it was way different.
Way different. Well, good for them.
Yeah, good on you.
I heard your story.
Which one?
I heard your story about, about going to jail.
Oh, yes.
For,
Yeah.
and for 4 days.
Yeah.
And being all nervous because you had reported on some of these people, and then the follow up is meeting that guy that like was in prison for murder.
Yeah.
And then you like making all this. You interrupted a court proceeding, kind of walking in, and
he
making
turns
noise.
around, he's like,
"Hey,
what's up, man?" Here's the
Oh,
the
my
mother
God.
of the guy that he killed, screaming at him and sobbing, and he turns
Yeah.
around to me like, "Hey, what's up, man? We're going to A&W after this or what?"
that is what happened in this small town. So you're also, is this year 2? I know it's season 2
Of the podcast.
Season 2 of your podcast, right?
Yeah, so it's the second season. I mean, basically, we just turned it over at the beginning of the year,
Okay.
into season 2. But we've probably done 25 episodes,
Nice.
and I do two different kinds of podcasts. So on Mondays, Mondays are more shows about me and kind of who I am and what I've done and what I do to get people to know who I am.
Right.
Because like you said, not everybody does. I mean, more people don't than do.
Right.
And then Fridays are the shows we do with guests.
Okay.
So the Monday shows are half an hour and the Friday shows are an hour. And so like today we posted a show with a guy by the name of Pierre Coutel, who was a NASCAR crew chief, and now he's an engineer at Tesla. A chassis engineer, yeah. And so, the thought behind our show is we just want to put interesting people on.
Yeah.
And so that's what we do. And so we've just, the struggle is finding the financing to maintain that, because, you can't just do them for free.
Right.
I'm not doing them all in my hometown. I mean, we're having to go all over the place.
Right.
It's the roadshow part.
That's why it's called the Roadshow. Every
Right.
show we do is on the road. And so we're in the process of trying to find sponsors and trying to, people can either sponsor the show with their business, or they can support the show on Patreon, which is a kind of an artistic website, if you want to support certain artists.
Right.
But I'm hoping the Brewer Show will bring some exposure and help with that. But yeah, it's funny. I've not had so much fun doing my job in a long time as I have sitting down and visiting with people on this podcast.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love it. It's funny, I posted that photo of my mugshot.
Right.
And told people, if you want to hear the story behind it, check out this podcast. That immediately became the most popular podcast we've posted so far. I've been so prim and proper for the past 20 years doing these movies and being on TV, that I think people were floored by the fact that I've been arrested, which I just love that. Like, you guys don't know half the shit that.
Yeah, what was I not arrested for?
Yeah.
That's the story.
Yeah. It's just, and I think people enjoy. I may have spent too much time trying to put forth a particular image of myself to people, and I found that there is a balance there.
There is.
You can be what people need you to be, and you can, people come to me for advice a lot, and I feel like I'm a leader in a sense, but also it's okay to be vulnerable and be human.
It is.
And I've just recently started being okay with that. And, this porn documentary, that was an ass kicking.
Yeah.
It was 4 years of hard work, and then getting done and being excited to share that with people, and basically just getting
beat
put up against the ropes. Like, how dare you try to make my life better, you son of a... I'm like, wow, all right.
Yeah.
You're welcome. So I just am like, and I'm getting older. I'm to the point where I'm like, this is who I am, and a lot of people don't even know the real me, who I am.
Right.
Don't worry, folks. I didn't go to jail for anything bad.
If you want to find out, you got to go listen to the podcast.
Go listen to the episode. I love the name of that episode too. It's called 90 Days in Jail to Think About It. Because that's exactly what I was told.
Yeah.
Because I made a smart-ass comment to the judge, and they said, well, we'll give you 90 days in jail to think about it.
That's a wake-up call.
I didn't know whether to cry or throw up.
Or both.
Or
yeah.
both. I was really hoping the car didn't stall when you did that. Yeah, thanks a lot, Dick. That's on my side.
So what's on the horizon, you think?
Well, we're, like I said, we're really trying to get this observer off the ground.
Yeah.
And then, had a meeting down here today that could potentially be movie number 6, which I guess Ken's Think Tank will be the first place anybody will hear that.
Yeah.
But I would say that we're 90% sure on movie number 6.
Nice.
And of course, we'll let everybody know what that means all in due time.
Right.
But right now it's those two things, and then just trying to build this podcast and keep doing that, because I've got so many great guests lined up.
Yeah.
I really would like to see that continue and thrive.
Right.
So
I appreciate you coming on the ride, man.
Yeah, man, it was
fun.
great. Yeah.
Taking time out of the busy schedule.
Yeah.
And
like I said, I think it's a great premise, and we watched some portions of some of the episodes, and it's a fun thing, man. You don't sell yourself short on your interview capabilities, because you're just real likable, and you do a great job with your interviews.
Thanks.
So, yeah, be proud of that.
Right on.
Be proud of that, because you make people want to engage, and you make people want to watch, eh?
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, we appreciate it, man. It was an honor to be on your show.
Right on.
Yeah.
And good to meet you.
It's good to meet
you too. I've seen you on a video, but yeah.
There he is, live and in person.
So,
yeah.
right
Well, you
on.
got to follow his page. He's got a YouTube page, man.
Do you?
Yeah,
It's just Ryan Lampson,
LANTZ, yes.
Okay.
His page, and yeah.
All right, buddy.
Are we good?
Good.
All right, awesome.